Silence is often misunderstood as a lack of power or action, but in reality, it can be one of the most profound tools in communication and self-expression. When you embrace the power of silence and composure, you send a clear and unshakable message. You are in control, you value yourself, and you do not need to chase validation. Silence is not about passivity, it's about choosing your moments wisely, speaking through your presence, and showing that your worth is not tied to constant explanations or justifications. And mastering this approach can transform how others perceive and treat you, particularly in situations involving men who often respond to quiet strength more than loud words. When you remain composed and silent in moments of tension or uncertainty, you signal a level of confidence that cannot be easily shaken. Imagine a scenario where someone tries to provoke you into an argument. Instead of reacting defensively, you maintain calm, meet their gaze with poise, and refuse to be drawn into the chaos. This reaction leaves an impact far greater than any argument could. It shows that you are not easily influenced or swayed, that you are rooted in your self-assurance, and that you refuse to lower yourself to a level of emotional chaos. This kind of composure makes men pause and take note because it reflects inner strength and self-respect. Silence also gives you the upper hand in moments of negotiation or conflict. Words can sometimes dilute the message you wish to convey, but silence amplifies it. For example, when someone asks something of you that crosses a boundary or expects you to bend to their will, a simple, composed pause before responding can be more powerful than an outright refusal. That pause gives them the space to reflect on their own behavior and understand the weight of your presence. It asserts that you are thoughtful and deliberate, and it makes them reconsider their approach to you. Men in particular often respect and admire women who don't feel the need to over-explain or justify their decisions. The beauty of silent composure is that it creates mystery and intrigue. Silence allows others to project their thoughts onto you, and often their perception of your silence is far more powerful than anything you could have said. It makes people wonder about your thoughts, your confidence, and the depth of your character. In relationships, this dynamic can be incredibly effective. Men are naturally drawn to what they cannot easily decipher or predict. When you remain composed and let your actions speak louder than words, you create an aura of strength that men find difficult to ignore. Additionally, silence is a form of boundary setting. By choosing not to engage in unnecessary arguments or emotional exchanges, you protect your energy and show that your peace of mind is non-negotiable. Men respect women who know when to disengage and when to stand their ground. It's not about being passive, it's about being strategic. Silence is your way of saying, I don't need to prove myself to you. My worth speaks for itself. This approach shifts the dynamic, making men value your time, presence, and attention even more. Silence and composure also extend to how you handle challenges and setbacks. Life is full of moments where emotions threaten to overwhelm, but choosing silence in those moments speaks volumes about your resilience. For instance, if someone doubts your abilities or undermines your efforts, reacting with grace and refusing to be drawn into their negativity demonstrates a level of self-assurance that is rare and admirable. Over time, this quiet strength leaves a lasting impression, making people, including men, value you not just for your external attributes, but for the depth of your character. It's important to note that silence does not mean the absence of communication. It's about intentionality communication. When you choose your words sparingly and speak only when necessary, your voice carries more weight. In relationships, this can shift the dynamic dramatically. Men are often used to being pursued or placated with constant dialogue, but when you opt for silence and composure, it challenges them to step up and meet you at your level. It places the responsibility of understanding and valuing you squarely on their shoulders. Silence also reflects a deep sense of self-awareness. When you are comfortable with silence, it shows that you are comfortable with yourself. You don't need external noise to validate your existence. This level of self-contentment is magnetic. Men are drawn to women who exude quiet confidence because it suggests emotional maturity and independence. You are not afraid to sit with your thoughts, process your emotions, and let your actions align with your values. This is the essence of strength that men respect and admire. Finally, embracing silence and composure creates a ripple effect in your life. It encourages you to focus on what truly matters, to let go of unnecessary drama, and to build meaningful connections based on mutual respect and understanding. It's a skill that not only enhances your relationships, but also empowers you in all areas of life. When you master the art of silent composure, you become a person of influence and integrity, someone who commands attention without demanding. This is the kind of energy that men value deeply because it inspires them to reflect on their own actions and rise to meet your standards. In the end, the power of silence and composure lies in its ability to shift the narrative. It's not about what you say, it's about how you carry yourself. When you choose silence strategically and embody quiet strength, you show the world and men in particular that you are someone to be valued, respected, and cherished. This silent confidence is your most powerful statement, one that resonates louder than any words ever could. Silence is not just about withholding words, it's about intentionality and the depth of your actions. Actions are far more impactful than words because they carry the weight of authenticity. When you master silent actions, you demonstrate your values, priorities, and self-respect without the need to constantly explain or justify yourself. These actions create a powerful narrative that others, especially men, cannot ignore, as they represent the undeniable truth of who you are and what you stand for. For instance, consider the power of body language. It speaks volumes without uttering a single word. When you walk into a room with your head held high, shoulders back, and a calm, confident demeanor, you send a clear message about your self-assurance. Men notice this because it exudes a quiet strength that commands respect. You don't need to tell anyone how confident you are. Your posture and presence do the talking. This silent action makes an impression that is difficult to erase. It shows that you value yourself and that you expect others to do the same. Another example of silent action is the way you set boundaries. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they are about living in alignment with your values and priorities. When you silently enforce boundaries through your actions, you show that you will not tolerate disrespect or allow others to take advantage of your kindness. For example, if someone tries to take up your time unnecessarily or overstep a line, you can step back, redirect your focus, or politely decline without engaging in lengthy explanations. This silent assertion of your worth is far more effective than trying to convince someone verbally. Men respect women who respect themselves, and setting boundaries through your actions is a direct reflection of that self-respect. Consistency is another silent action that speaks louder than any words. When your actions consistently align with your values, you establish a sense of reliability and integrity that cannot be questioned. Men are drawn to this kind of steadiness because it shows that you are not swayed by external pressures or fleeting emotions. For example, if you value personal growth, you might dedicate time to your hobbies, career, or health without seeking validation from others. Over time, this silent dedication to your own development becomes evident, and men begin to see you as someone who prioritizes their own well-being and does not depend on others for fulfillment. The way you handle challenges is another silent action that can make men value you. Life is full of trials and setbacks, but how you respond to them defines your character. When you face adversity with grace, resilience, and a calm demeanor, you show that you are not easily shaken. For instance, if someone tries to provoke you or create unnecessary drama, responding with silence or a composed smile can be far more powerful than engaging in an argument. This approach demonstrates that you are in control of your emotions and that you will not allow others to dictate your behavior. Men admire women who can rise above negativity and maintain their composure because it reflects emotional maturity and inner strength. Silence can also be a form of self-care, and practicing self-care through your actions sends a strong message about your priorities. When you take time to nurture yourself, whether through exercise, meditation, pursuing a passion, or simply spending time alone, you show that you value your own happiness and well-being. This kind of self-respect is contagious. Men take notice when a woman is comfortable in her own skin and invests in herself. It shows that you are not looking for someone else to complete you, but rather seeking a partner who complements the fulfilled life you already have. Silent actions also create intrigue and curiosity. When you choose to let your actions speak, you leave room for interpretation, which often leads to deeper interest. For example, if you accomplish something significant or make a meaningful change in your life without announcing it, people, including men, will naturally take notice. This quiet approach to success and growth draws attention because it is authentic and unapologetic. And men respect women who do not seek validation or applause, but instead focus on living their lives authentically and with purpose. Even your silence in communication can be a powerful action. In today's fast-paced world, people often feel the need to respond instantly or fill every silence with words. However, choosing to pause, reflect, or simply not respond can be incredibly impactful. For instance, if a man expects a reaction from you but is met with silence instead, it forces him to reflect on his own behavior. This intentional silence is a powerful tool for shifting dynamics and ensuring that you are not taken for granted. It shows that you are thoughtful and deliberate, and it commands respect. Ultimately, mastering silent actions is about understanding the power of subtlety and intentionality. It's about showing, not telling. When you embody this approach, you become a person of depth and substance. Men value women who do not feel the need to constantly explain or defend themselves, as it shows that they are secure in who they are. Silent actions communicate your worth in a way that words cannot, and they leave a lasting impression that others, especially men, cannot ignore. In every interaction, let your actions align with your values and priorities. Let them reflect your self-respect, confidence, and authenticity. When you master the art of silent actions, you set a standard that others, including men, must rise to meet. This quiet strength is your greatest asset, one that speaks volumes about who you are and ensures that you are valued for the remarkable person you are. The way you carry yourself and the energy you emit in your silence often leaves a stronger impression than any words ever could. Mastering the art of controlled silence is not about manipulation or being detached. It is about harnessing the power of your inner strength and maintaining your sense of self-worth in all circumstances. Silence becomes an empowering tool that communicates confidence, independence, and emotional stability, making it an invaluable asset in earning respect and appreciation, especially from men. One of the most profound impacts of controlled silence lies in its ability to create space for reflection and self-awareness. When you refrain from reacting impulsively or over-explaining yourself, you'll allow others to consider their own actions and words. For instance, if a man says or does something inappropriate, choosing to respond with silence rather than immediate retaliation can speak volumes. That silence often carries an unspoken message. I will not stoop to a level beneath my dignity to argue or justify myself. This approach forces the other person to confront their behavior and its impact, fostering a dynamic of accountability and respect. Silence, in this case, becomes a mirror in which others see the consequences of their actions. Moreover, controlled silence is a testament to emotional maturity and self-regulation. In a world where instant reactions and fiery exchanges are common, the ability to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully is a rare quality. This deliberate choice to withhold words demonstrates a strong sense of self-control and emotional resilience. Men, in particular, often admire women who can stay composed under pressure, as it reflects a deep inner strength that does not depend on external validation. For example, in situations of disagreement, remaining silent instead of engaging in heated arguments shows that you value peace over chaos and are unwilling to waste your energy on unproductive exchanges. This not only earns respect, but also sets a standard for how you expect to be treated. Another powerful aspect of controlled silence is the allure of mystery it creates. Silence invites curiosity because it leaves room for interpretation and imagination. When you do not feel the need to share everything or explain your every move, you cultivate an air of intrigue. This subtle mystery makes you more appealing and memorable because people are naturally drawn to what they do not fully understand. For instance, if you achieve something remarkable but choose not to broadcast it to the world, your quiet success becomes a statement in itself. Men who observe this quiet confidence are likely to take notice and be impressed by your understated approach. This silent assurance says, I know my worth and I do not need to announce it. Controlled silence also serves as a protective boundary that shields you from unnecessary drama or negativity. When faced with toxic behavior or situations, silence can be your greatest defense. By choosing not to engage, you send a clear message that you refuse to be dragged into unproductive conflict. This boundary setting reinforces your self-respect and shows that you prioritize your mental and emotional well-being above all else. For example, if a man attempts to provoke you or seek attention through unhealthy means, your silence denies him the reaction he seeks. This not only disarms his efforts, but also reinforces your position as someone who values peace and self-respect over petty confrontations. In relationships, controlled silence can also be a form of self-care and empowerment. Taking time for yourself, stepping back from constant communication, or simply enjoying your own company shows that you are comfortable being alone and do not rely on others to complete you. This independence is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates that you bring value to a relationship from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. Men respect women who can stand on their own and are not afraid to take a step back to prioritize themselves. Silence in this context is not about creating distance, but about maintaining balance and ensuring that your needs are met. Furthermore, controlled silence has the ability to de-escalate situations and maintain harmony. When emotions run high, words can often exacerbate conflicts or misunderstandings. Choosing silence in such moments allows time for emotions to settle and for perspective to return. This measured response shows wisdom and maturity, qualities that are universally respected. Men, in particular, are likely to appreciate a partner who knows when to speak and when to hold back, as it fosters a dynamic of mutual respect and understanding. Another profound benefit of controlled silence is its role in communication. Silence can be just as powerful as speaking when used strategically. Pausing before responding, for example, not only allows you to choose your words carefully, but also signals that you are listening and considering what has been said. This creates a deeper sense of connection and respect in conversations, as it shows that you value meaningful communication over empty chatter. Men often appreciate this quality because it indicates thoughtfulness and emotional intelligence. Lastly, controlled silence is a testament to your self-assurance. It shows that you are not afraid of being misunderstood or judged because you know your intentions and values. This quiet confidence radiates strength and stability, qualities that are magnetic and deeply respected. Men value women who are secure in themselves and do not feel the need to constantly explain or defend their choices. Silence, in this sense, becomes a declaration of your worth and your refusal to settle for anything less than what aligns with your values. By mastering controlled silence, you communicate your worth, set boundaries, and cultivate respect without uttering a single word. This silent power is a reflection of your confidence, emotional maturity, and self-respect, qualities that resonate deeply and leave a lasting impression on those around you. Let your silence speak for you, and it will say more than words ever could. Silence is often seen as a void, a lack of expression, or an absence of response, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful and versatile tools you can master. Beyond mere words, your actions, especially silent ones, have the ability to convey profound messages and set the tone for how others perceive and treat you. When you choose to lead with silent action, you demonstrate strength, independence, and self-assuredness in ways that cannot be overlooked. This is particularly impactful when it comes to establishing your worth in the eyes of others, including men, as actions truly do speak louder than words. One of the most profound effects of silent action is that it eliminates the need for explanation or justification. Often people feel the urge to explain their decisions, validate their worth, or seek approval through words. However, when you let your actions do the talking, you bypass the need for verbal validation. For example, instead of saying, "I am strong and capable," you prove it by consistently showing resilience, taking on challenges, and achieving your goals. These silent demonstrations leave no room for doubt about who you are and what you stand for. Men, in particular, take notice of this because it shows that you are someone who operates with purpose and self-respect without the need for external acknowledgement. Another vital aspect of silent action is the message of independence it conveys. Independence is an attractive quality because it signals that you are self-sufficient and capable of navigating life on your own terms. When you quietly make decisions that prioritize your growth, happiness, and well-being, you send a clear signal that you value yourself. For instance, choosing to spend time alone to focus on personal goals, maintaining your standards without compromise, or gracefully walking away from situations do not serve you all demonstrate that your self-worth is not tied to external circumstances. To men who observe this kind of independence are naturally drawn to it because it speaks to your confidence and self-assurance. Silent independence sets the tone for how others treat you. No one dares undervalue someone who clearly values themselves. The power of silent action also lies in its ability to foster respect. Respect is not something you demand, it is something you earn through consistency, authenticity, and self-respect. When you lead with silent action, you establish an unspoken standard of how you expect to be treated. For example, if someone disrespects you and you choose not to retaliate, but instead distance yourself from them, your silence becomes a boundary. This boundary communicates that you will not tolerate disrespect and that your energy is reserved for those who value it. Men and people in general respect those who carry themselves with dignity and refuse to engage in negativity. This quiet but firm stance speaks volumes about your character and garners admiration from those who recognize its strength. Silent action also creates an air of mystery and intrigue, which is another way it commands attention and value. When you are selective about what you share and how you respond, you cultivate a sense of curiosity. People are naturally drawn to what they cannot fully understand, and this sense of intrigue can make you more captivating. For instance, if you achieve something significant but do not boast about it or seek validation, your silent success becomes more impactful. Men who observe this quiet confidence are often compelled to know more about you and what drives your inner strength. This subtlety sets you apart because it shows that your worth is intrinsic and not reliant on external validation. Additionally, silent action demonstrates emotional intelligence and self-regulation, which are highly respected qualities. Choosing to remain calm and composed in situations that might provoke others shows that you are in control of your emotions. For example, if someone tries to provoke you or draw you into unnecessary conflict, responding with silence rather than engaging shows that you prioritize peace over drama. This level of emotional intelligence is not only attractive but also essential for building meaningful relationships. Men in particular are likely to appreciate this quality because it reflects maturity and the ability to navigate challenges with grace. Silent action also has a transformative effect on how you view yourself. When you lead with action rather than words, you build a sense of self-trust and confidence. You begin to rely on your ability to create change and make an impact without seeking external approval. This self-reliance is empowering because it shifts the focus from how others perceive you to how you perceive yourself. For instance, when you silently pursue your passions, invest in personal growth, or set boundaries without needing to explain yourself, you reinforce your sense of self-worth. This internal validation is far more enduring and fulfilling than any external praise could ever be. Furthermore, silent action fosters deeper and more meaningful connections. When your actions consistently align with your values and intentions, people begin to see and trust the authenticity of who you are. This creates relationships built on mutual respect and understanding rather than superficial interactions. Men especially value women who are consistent and genuine in their actions because it creates a foundation of trust and respect. Silent action in this context becomes a way to build relationships that are rooted in authenticity rather than pretense. Ultimately, the most powerful aspect of silent action is its ability to create lasting impact without the need for words. It is a way of showing, not telling the world who you are and what you stand for. Silent action is a declaration of your worth, a setting of boundaries, and a demonstration of strength that resonates far more deeply than any spoken explanation ever could. When you lead with silent action, you become a force to be reckoned with, someone who commands respect, admiration, and value through the sheer power of their presence and choices. By embracing the power of silent action, you not only elevate how others perceive you, but also deepen your own understanding of your worth. It is a reminder that your actions, no matter how quiet, have the ability to create profound ripples in the lives of those around you. Let your silence be a statement of strength and a testament to your self-assuredness, and you will find that its impact speaks louder than any words ever could.